The Legend of Devil's Dyke as told by one Demon Crowley, written by HopeCoppice. And we begin in a local English pub. I have had a heaven of a day, Angel. If you're planning to smite me, can't wait. The demon drops into his usual seat to Aziraphale's left, and the angel beckons for more ale. It's not the best he's ever tasted, but it'll do, and Crowley looks entirely too hot and filthy to be worried about the quality. Oh, I dare say a few days won't hurt. What the devil have you been doing? Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Playing at being the actual devil. His eternal darkness, or whatever he's calling himself this week, decided he wanted some churches got rid of to order, by a very particular method, overnight. And guess who he sent to do the donkey work? Beelzebub? Aziraphale deadpans, and Crowley hisses half-heartedly at him. So, I take it angelic intervention is required. Where are these churches, or, where were they? Oh, ye of faith, Crowley scoffs. They're still bloody there, don't you worry. Crowley, if you're going to tell me the story of your terrible day, spit it out. If not... Aziraphale's had quite enough of the vague hints, and it seems that so has Crowley. Alright, fine, keep your bloody halo on. So I got sent down to Folking, right? Great name that. Almost rude, not quite. And it's this blazing sunny day, really nice. I figure I can ruin a few picnics and be on my way. And then I get a message from the boss. Yes, of course, Lord Satan. But you're sure there's not a better way to get rid of those churches? I could set them on fire, for example? If I wanted them on fire, Crowley, I would have sent Hasta. I want this to be personal, and I want it done with flair. Oh, well, flair. If you want flair, I'm your man. Yes, you are. So follow my instructions exactly and report back when you've done it. Yep, of course. Although, might take a couple of days. I want it done by morning, Crowley. Tomorrow morning. And oh, heaven, there goes the nice little loophole Crowley was about to thread himself through. Got it, Lord Satan. Better get on with it then, hadn't I? And the horrible fog clears from his mind. His instructions clear, but no more sensible than before. So what did you do? Aziraphale can't help himself. He's caught up in the story already. How exciting to receive direct orders from your superior. A superior who knows your strengths and your worth, no less. Although, of course, his side is much better in every way. What I was told, Angel. And that was... Wait until dark. Waiting is dull, and there's a decent pub in Folking along with its doomed church, and since nobody else will be sampling the local mead for a while, Crowley thinks he might as well try one of everything while he waits. By the time the locals pour in en masse at around dinner time, Crowley is in a somewhat expansive mood. This gin is really, isn't it? Yeah, get rid of some churches. Just a handful. Just in this one bit of countryside in particular, but let's not burn it down. Yeah, let's get fancy. Ooh, I'm the bloody devil. I'm gonna get fancy. An old woman is glaring at him. He glares back and continues to ramble away to the small group of apparent regulars who are now putting their drinks on his tab. Oh, Crowley, you really can be so bad at this covert thing. Shut up, I'm really good at it. It's not the best retort Crowley's ever come out with, and it seems he knows it, because he grumbles a little more before going on with the tale. Anyway, it gets dark. Showtime. Crowley sobers up and drags himself out into the hills. It's just this big ridge of land, but it's quite a big ridge when he looks at it. The South Downs, they call it. He supposes it's alright. Except for this one bit of it, because he's got to get rid of that. Dig a trench down to the sea, flood the villages, no more churches, easy. All under the cover of darkness. All in one night, with his bare hands. Better get to work then. He digs and digs, and at one point he completely loses his mind with frustration and throws down a great lump of earth. A grave for the devil, he thinks with a snarl, and throws down another. And one for his wife, if he has one. And then he turns back to his task, his full demonic form leaking out to make him look as monstrous as he is. Stupid chalky hills, got chalk all over my hands now, all over my clothes. I don't care if you wash this out, it feels disgusting. Yeah, let's dig a bloody great trench overnight, that sounds like fun. Doesn't the devil get a spade? I think I get the idea, Aziraphale interrupts, before Crowley can get any further off track. And did you make it to the sea? No, I blessed well didn't. Some way behind Crowley, the old woman from the pub is watching. She believes him to be the very devil himself, and nothing he's saying seems to contradict that. The old woman knows 3 things about the devil. That a cock's crow is harmful to him, that he intends to flood her village and many others, and that she is not going to allow that to happen. That is why she is standing out on the hills in the middle of the night with a kitchen sieve in one hand and a candle in the other. A sieve? Shh, I'm getting to it! Crowley glances over his shoulder just in time to see the old woman hold the sieve aloft, moving the candle she's been shielding with her body so that it shines through the tiny holes in the utensil. The effect is surprisingly like the sun's rays, and Crowley, who has had enough of digging, has a wonderful idea. Oh no, he mutters loudly. That can't be sunrise already! Maybe I'd better go back to... And from the direction of the village, behind the old woman, a cock begins to crow. That can't really matter, Aziraphale frowns at him. I mean, I'm sure you slept on farms before and never had a moment's trouble. But Satan's never slept on a farm. Not that I should be telling you all the trade secrets. He's not really vulnerable to the crowing of cockerels. No idea. Lord Satan is of the opinion that when you hear a rumor that something can destroy you, you shouldn't be too keen to put it to the test. As far as I know, he never has. And you were posing as Satan. It's best to be clear after all. He said he wanted it to be personal. Anyway, hell doesn't have a clue how I react to cocks, crowing or otherwise. So how did you react to this one? The cock begins to crow in the middle of the night, woken by the candle and, perhaps, even deceived by the false rays of the sieve. And Crowley freezes for a moment, then takes a deep breath and screams at the top of his lungs. No, not the cry of the rooster! To hell with me, and I'll never come back again! And he transforms into a small snake, hiding in the grass that has survived his digging. The old woman stares into the darkness a while longer, then takes her sieve and her candle and goes away. Her village, and all those around it, are safe. So what did you tell Satan? Aziraphale asks, suddenly very aware that hell is not famous for its tolerance of failure. Told him the locals have weaponized cocks. Crowley snorts a laugh, but there's a forced sort of edge to it. Had to explain myself a bit further after that, he got the wrong idea. But he accepted that I hadn't had a choice, and the Weald is out of bounds. He let you off? How understanding of it. Yeah, only a day in one of the shallower torture pits. The bruises don't hurt much or anything. Came here as soon as I got out, of course, but I healed them a bit on the way. Bruises, torture? Wait, you came straight here? Yep, Crowley tells him, and takes a long swig of his drink. This stuff doesn't improve with quantity, does it? Oh well, same again then. This last is to the bartender, who seems, thankfully, not to have heard Crowley's earlier words. Why? Nothing else to drink, Crowley shrugs, and Aziraphale knows he's being deliberately obtuse. I meant, why did you rush straight here? Oh, Crowley shrugs. Thought you'd appreciate the story. That seems a reasonable answer. Crowley, after all, has always been a storyteller, a creator of vivid images and a skilled manipulator of the imagination. Aziraphale, by contrast, is an avid consumer, a reader and a vessel to be filled with such tales. It makes sense in a way that one should find the other when there are stories to be shared. And yet, for Crowley to seek him out even after being punished for his failure. "Well, if hell wants you to be in pain, I suppose I should thwart them," he suggests, and snaps his fingers to heal the demon. "I won't say thank you," Crowley tells him quietly, though everything about his expression is saying exactly that. "Of course not. Let's just say the next round's on you." They sit and drink together until the sun rises the next morning. A cock crows somewhere in the distance, and Aziraphale laughs. "No dramatic screaming this morning?" "Nah, you're being very brave," Crowley answers easily, and they part ways with a smile. The end. If you like this story, you can find a link to it in the description. Get over there and give the author some love. Apple Duty Vidfic is produced by Rebecca Hansson and Tommy Holmberg. If you like our stuff, consider buying us some coffee at coffee.com/appleduty. To receive notifications when we upload new content, you can of course follow us on YouTube and SoundCloud under the name Rebecca Hansson. Thank you for listening.